Hello, my name is Felix Roque, and I want to tell you a little bit about my experience purchasing my first home with the Nathan Clark Group, and my experience through the process. Let me just give you a little backstory. I purchased my first home. Me and my wife purchased our first home, and we began the process in the end of 2020, which was during the COVID crisis. So it all started because the apartment that I was renting at the time, my landlord gave me a call. He's like, hey, I'm planning to move back into the house. Basically, you need to move, or you need to find somewhere to go within the next couple months. He did give us a few months. At that point, rent prices were increasing. It was just a hectic moment. My wife was pregnant at the time, or just had given birth that summer. So we was kind of in a bind. It was almost winter time. This is like October 2020. It was about to be winter time. It's mid-COVID. My wife is pregnant, so a lot was going on at the time. When I started looking at the rent prices in the area, it was a lot, So at that point, I made the decision. Well, me and my wife made the decision that we should get into purchasing our first home. Thankfully, we were in the right place as far as, with work. We were both working, our credit was good, everything, was good. We had money put away. So thankfully we were in a good position to do so and move forward. So I started doing some online research. I didn't know much about home buying. I never bought a home at all. And neither did my wife. So, we started doing some research. We took our class, our first time home buyers class, and became a little more informed. And I started doing some research online to see who would be the best company to work with as far as a real estate company to make that initial purchase. I came across the Nathan Clark's website, if I'm not mistaken. Right, might have heard of them in the radio. Something caught my attention to where it led me to Nathan Clark. I did so. I reached out. They assigned to me a great realtor, great real estate agent, Alexandra Zani. She was amazing. I do highly recommend her. She made the entire process like so easy, so flawless. She was on top of everything, making sure all the paperwork was sent in, making sure I, crossed my T's and dotted my I's. She was showing me houses, at least 2 or 3 houses a week, if not more. She was she was engaging in the process with us. She kind of felt where we were coming from. She felt our pain, and she felt our the rush that we had into moving along and finding the right place. Even under the circumstances at that time. She made it the process very fluid, very easy. Next thing you know, so we started in end of October. We started looking at houses. Maybe in a week or two, we started looking at houses. She got me connected with my mortgage lender, which was also great to work with. Very easy the entire process just became so easy. We never thought it would have been that easy, actually. So this was October, September, October. Yeah, November, we started looking at apartments, or we started looking at houses. By December, we was pretty much already in contract. At that point, we were just waiting for the homeowners at that time to find their home, because they were upgrading. They were moving into a multifamily. So that was probably the only delay, I would say. But it wasn't even something that it wasn't something that sidetracked us or anything. Everything was on schedule. By the beginning of January, we were open to close. We were ready to close on the home, and we moved in beginning of January 2021. Like I said, they helped us out tremendously. Connected us with the mortgage lenders, connected us with the inspectors. Everything just fell into place. They got us all the grants that we were eligible for at the time as first time home buyers. And I couldn't be more happy. It's 2025 now. I think that's one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life. I love my home. It's a single family in a great area. A lot of land, a lot of big backyard. My son pretty much grew up in that home. That's all he knows. And I couldn't be more happy. Same for my wife. That's one of the better decisions we've made in our lives. I don't regret it. I highly recommend Nathan Clark. I highly recommend Alexandra. She's great. She's very patient and very informative. And like I said, she crosses her T's and dots her I's. She gives us, it gives you as much details and walks you through the process, which is great for first-time home buyers. Very informative. I can always reach out to her and ask her questions, and she'd answer back and connect me with the right people to make the process seamless, which is ideal. And I felt, if I had to do it all over again, I couldn't think of anyone else or any other person, any other group, any other company to do it with. So it's highly recommended. That's kind of my backstory. You guys got me out of a tough situation, in a crucial time. It was COVID, my wife was pregnant, and it was almost winter time, and we had to get out of our current living situation, which was a rental at the time. And couldn't have made a better decision. Again, I want to thank you guys. Alexandra, if you're listening, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I can't thank you enough. And thank you, Nathan Clark, for doing the great job you guys do here in Rhode Island in general. Now, not only in Providence for me in my case, but I'm sure, a lot of people, you guys helped along the process and along the way, whether it's buying or selling. You guys are great. Thank you guys so much. And once again, this is Felix Roque. Thank you guys.